So we are coming back again. Okay, so this is where admit all. So this is where we are. So this is where we are before the time was up. And then so I was describing the blinding, why we do blinding. So sometimes the blinding allows us to determine whether the treatment effect is significantly different from the placebo effect, which occurs when an untreated subject reports improvement in symptoms. So without blinding, somebody who received the placebo and know that he received he did not receive the real medicine might act as if he's sick, even though he's not sick psychologically. So to remove that blind placebo effect, we blind the experiment. Blinding means that the subject doesn't know whether the treatment they received contain the medicine, which in this case.
Excuse me. Hello.
I'm here.
Yes, I wanted to ask a question. Why does it keep going out? Like I keep getting kicked out and I gotta log back in.
Yeah, because okay, you didn't hear when I said that.
I didn't. I probably was still kicked out.
Yeah, the problem is from Zoom give us only 40 minutes. So the school actually subscribed, but for some reason it's not working on my account. It's supposed to give us the full 2 hours, but it's giving us only 40 minutes. So I always make an announcement before it goes off. If you have been paying attention, I've said that we have less than 1 minute now. So when it ends, please log back in. So
okay, all right.
Give us only 40 minutes. I will try and figure out what is going on with the school, see how to fix this problem. Okay. Now, the placebo effect is what we have been discussing before our last discussion. So that give me 1 minute. Something happened here. Okay, I'm gonna close this. All right. You guys can still see the screen, right?
Yes.
Good. So what we do now is to blind them. Blinding mean that it doesn't mean that we cover them with their blind. No, we just make sure that they don't know whether the treatment they are receiving, which in this case is the medicine. They don't know whether the treatment is actual medicine or the placebo. So then, so that they can react normally, we can then figure out if their reaction is actually because of the vaccine or the medicine or not. And in some cases, we might even do double blind. That means the experimenter or whoever is applying the treatment does not know whether he or she is applying the actual treatment, which is medication, COVID-19 vaccine or any other medication. So they don't know. So we call it double blind. The subject does not know and the experimenter does not know. So now we can now figure out the true effect of the medicine, which in this case is COVID-19 vaccine. So this has been done by the companies Johnson & Johnson, Moderna. They have done all this before they brought out the current vaccine we are using. Now, which leads us to next, which is randomization. Here, we try to randomize so that we can now make sure that every member of the population have equal chance. So randomization is a process of assigning subject to different treatment groups at random. There are two ways we can do this. We can have what we call completely randomized design. Which means that is a form of experimental design in which that the subjects are assigned to different treatment groups at random. But perhaps the one that you might be familiar with is the one we call randomized block design, whereby we divide the subjects into blocks according to their their characteristics they have in common. So the block is just the group of subjects that have maybe a similar demographic experience. A diagram might make this more more clear. Look at this experiment where we use randomized block design. In this experiment, the testing of the effect of a new weight loss drink may first divide the subject into age categories. So these age categories are the blocks. Age 30 to 39, the first block, 40 to 49, the second block, then over 50, the third block. Then within each block, we'll have the control and treatment. So the members of this control group and treatment group will be selected randomly. So that's why I call it randomized block design. Now we have the matched pair design. In this case, subjects are in this type of experimental design, the subjects are paired up according to their similarity. So one subject in the pair is then randomly selected to receive one treatment, while the other pair, so while the other subject receive a different treatment. So it's just a matched pair, but they are as well randomized. Now, replication is a simple way to explain replication when it comes to experimental design. It means repetition. So the outcome one researcher have and publish it, somebody else can do the same thing and get the similar results. That is the essence of replication. So, for example, to test a vaccine against a strain of influenza, 10,000 people are given the vaccine, another 10,000 people are given the placebo. Placebo means the medicine that chemical that doesn't have the medicine. It might be just water, but that looks like the vaccine. Now, because of the sample size, which is large enough, the effectiveness of the vaccine will be most likely observed. So the experiment is replicated using a larger group or a large group. Also, any other experimenter or researcher can do the same experiment and then, again, and get the same result. So when they get that kind of consistent result, they can now make a correct inference, and this leads to that. Then look at this equation. It says a company wants to test the effectiveness of a gum developed to help people quit smoking. Identify the potential problem with this experiment, with the experimental design, and suggest a way to improve it. Now look at what they did. They selected, identified 1,000 adults who are heavy smokers. The subjects were divided into blocks according to gender, that is male and female. Now, female were given the new gum that's helped in quitting, and the males were given the placebo. After 2 months, the female group has a significant number of subjects who have quit. So what is wrong with this experiment? Well, you can see that it wasn't done properly because the groups are not similar, first of all. And the new gum may have a greater effect on women and men. In this case, so they would have done it in this way. They would have used what they call randomized block design. The 2 blocks, male and female. Like for male and female, for the male, you have group that are given the gum and the group that are given the placebo. And for the female, you also have the group that are given the gum and the group that have given the placebo. Then you can have a reliable result. So that's the best way to do it. And that's why I wrote here that the subject can be divided into blocks according to the gender, but then within each block, they must be randomly assigned to be in the treatment group or in the control group. Which leads us to the sampling method. How do we collect samples? We have 5 sampling methods. We have the simple random sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, systematic sampling, and combination sampling. So we have the simple random sampling. In this case, every possible group sample of the same size have the same chance of being selected. So simple random sampling can be done in many ways. You can use a table. You can use a table of a calculator, or you can use a table of random numbers, or you can use a computer, you know, a software like Excel. I'll show you both of them. Say, look at this example. It says there are 731 students currently enrolled in the statistics at your school. You wish to inform the sample of 8 students to answer some of the survey questions. Select the students who will belong to the simple random sample. So you want to select it in such a way that those 8 students, every student out of the 731 students, every student have equal chance of being selected. So first of all, what you're going to do is to number the student from 1 to 731. In that case, you will be now get a random number table like this one and start selecting. So you can close your eyes and point at one of the columns. Like here, this one, I chose this column. Here, you can see the arrow. From this column, you can see the numbers, the column. So now, any number that, remember, this is 1 to 731 students. You are selecting only 8 students in such a way that each of them have equal chance. So any number that is bigger than 731, you disregard it. So you can see right here, if you look at here, you have 769, 769, okay. Excuse me. We started at the 3rd column. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Let me see what I did here.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Is there a way you can increase the board? It's so, some of us, our site is, I don't know, it's so tiny for me.
Right?
Yeah, this is better here. Thank you.
You can see what you work. See why you started here. Oh, excuse me. Even by one off. That's why I don't use it much. Now, if you look at here, you started from here, 719. The person who would have had that number will be selected. Next one will be 662. The person that has that number will be selected. And then we have 738. Now, 738 is bigger than 731, so you can't use that. Next one is 650. You can see the 650. Then 00 for the person that number 4 will be selected. So until you get to the 8th number, that means you have the person with number 719, 662, 650, number 4, number 53, 589, 403, and 129 will make up the sample. Now, if somebody else is using this table, that means that person might start from here or anywhere. The numbers will not be the same as your own number. In that case, you know, you still be the individuals all have equal chance of being selected, even though there are different numbers. Now, another way you can do it faster is by using the simple random number table. You're selecting, by using the Excel, you're selecting number from 1 to 731. Remember, you're going to be doing some Excel exercises in this class. So that's why I want to start on time, introduce you to that. So I'm going to take you to Excel 731. Let me write this down so I can know exactly what I'm selecting. From 1 to 731, and we need only 8 numbers. Oh, excuse me. My book. 1 to 739. Sorry, 1 to 731. So let me take you to Excel. Excel make it faster, much faster than the table. You can see, yes, you can see the screen properly, I believe. Can you see my Excel?
Yes.
So before you do any selection in Excel, any mass in Excel, put equal sign first. That will make the cell ready. So this is a random selection. So you can type in run between round between, it comes up. You're talking about starting from 1, 731. You close the parentheses. Once you place the enter key, it will start selecting the numbers. The first number is started was 513. You go all the way until you reach 8th number. It will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, you have selected numbers. So somebody that have the number 786 will be selected. Somebody that have number 341 will be selected. Someone that have 491 will be selected. So they are all equal chance. And even someone that have number 61, and so on and so forth. That is what we call when we do simple random sampling. Okay. Next one is the other sampling technique. And this one is a stratified sample. Now, in stratified sample, you divide the sample into groups. Then from each group, you select a random sample. For example, to collect a stratified sample, let's say that you want to, you are doing a survey on the standard of living of people in Baltimore City by their income, how the effect of income on their standard of living. You can say, okay, let me see. I think I have my Word document. What is my head right here? So let's say that you come to Baltimore City, and then you want to study the standard of their living standard by their income. You can group them into the groups. You can put them into, let's say, city employees. You can say, okay, the medical staff, there's nurses, teachers, police. Okay, then others. And from this, you might select 10 people at random. From here, you might select 10 people at random. So you can see this each of this group is called a strata. Sorry, stratum. So you divided them into different groups called stratum. That's why they call it. From each group, you select a random number of people or object that you want to study. And that is why they call it the stratified sampling. It divides the population into a group and then collects sample from each group. Okay. The other one is called cluster. Now, cluster is similar but different to stratify. In the cluster sample, you divide the population into groups. Now, but unlike the stratified sampling where you select from each group, the cluster sample, you select maybe 1 or 2 clusters and study all the elements in that cluster. Let's say that you want to study the income in Baltimore City. Now, you divided them into clusters according to zip codes. 2121, 215, 21. So now you can select 2 zip codes and study all the people in that zip code, these 2 zip codes. So that's the only difference that we with this. In the one example, you select in the stratified sampling, you divide them into groups and select from each group small sample. But in the cluster, we divide them into groups and select every member of that cluster. Okay, you might select only, like here we have 4 zones. You might select only 1 zone or just zone 1 and zone 4 and study everybody in that zone 1 and everybody in zone 4 and forget about zone 3 and zone 2. So that's the difference. Now we have systematic sampling. In this case, you might choose a starting point at random and choose every cat member of the population. Let me explain with an example. Suppose your interest is in, we know that the crime rate in Baltimore City is going up so fast. So you want to study their people's opinion. You can say, okay, let me go to study those that live in around Pratt Street. In Pratt Street. Okay, Pratt Street. So you select a number at random, starting with number 5 Pratt Strat random. Now, but your care here is 10. If your care is 10, I mean, you're studying every 10th building. 10th building. Yeah. So that means next building after Pratt 5 Pratt Street to be, you will study, you interview people in number 15, Pratt Street. Since your care is 10th, every 10th building. Next will be interview number, people living in number 25, Pratt Street, and so on and so forth. So that's why you call it systematic sampling method. Yeah. Now I give more. There's one called this. Last one is the confidence sample. Here, the researcher. This is how the confidence sample is how most of these political polls are done. So that's why I don't trust them, because they select the members of the element of the population based on their convenience to do this. So that is basically the researcher used results that are easy to get. For example, a college student who is doing a term project might want to, or who want to know the average consumption of Coke in the campus might say, okay, let me ask some of my friends how many soda can they drink. So they'll tell them, okay, this is how many I do. So because it is not randomized, the result I tend to be biased, you know. Or a gaming company might want to know how one of the games, how one of their games is doing in the market one day after it is released. Then the analyst may choose to create an online survey on Facebook to rate the game. So those people that he chose might be his Facebook friends. Because of his friends or her friends, they might rate the game to be good. So usually, confidence sample is usually biased results in most cases. Yeah. Now, the next is the identifying the sampling techniques to use. So now let's see, you are doing a study to determine the opinion of students at your school regarding stem cell research. Identify the sampling method used. So you say you divided the student population with respect to measures and randomly select and question some students in each measure. This is an example of a stratified. You divide them according to the measures. That is strata. Each measure is a strata. Then you now select each student, maybe if students at random from each group. So it's a good example of stratified sampling. How about this one? You assign each student a number and generate random numbers. You then question each student whose number is randomly selected. This is a good example of a simple random sample because you assign them numbers and select at random. Now, this will be where we're going to end for today. And then remember, at this point, the Zoom is giving us only 40 minutes. So this means that we'll be logging out. We're logging out after 40 minutes, and then one session ends, just wait for 10 minutes, go right back to where you log in from, then click and log back in. Okay. Now, let me take your attendance. So until I fix this problem, this is how we'll be doing it. Until this problem is fixed by the college. Now, I want to get your attendance, and then we can leave. Any question before we leave?
Yes. When are you gonna put the homework assignments up?
We are about starting from tomorrow night.
Okay.
So the homework will cover. Don't go yet because I'm gonna take attendance. Is Mr. Olubishi there?
Yes, sir.
Lovelace?
Yes.
If you answer your name, you can leave after you answer your name. Abimbola Kushun.
I'm present.
Angelique?
I'm present.
Okay. Mama Adenike?
Present.
If you answer, you can leave after you answer, okay? I want to make sure I get everybody. We have Bakari Harima.
Present.
Leave after that. Ramos. Ramos.
Present. Present.
Okay, I got it now. Okay. So I think I have the screen here. Okay. Brown.
Here.
Okay. Wemishola.
Present.
Answer, you can leave after you answer. I got Lizzie Wama here. Lizzie.
I'm here, Professor.
Okay. So somebody have the name Naina Harris.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So Oluwa Fumilayo.
Present.
If you answer, you can leave after you answer. Then we have
Oluwafunmilayo Bello, present. Thank you.
yeah, I took your name, yeah.
Yeah.
That who Graves, Savannah Graves.
Shabana.
Yeah, I got it.
Here.
Castillo.
Present.
Okay, Tyree.
I'm here.
Taylor. Taylor here. And then I got who else? I think I got everybody. Chase is not here. Chase, you there? Adenike Mwoma.
I'm present. I think I have a question, sir.
Oh, okay, that's why you stayed. Okay. Ramos, do you have a question too?
Oh, no, sorry. But I'm
Castillo,
here.
do you have a question for me?
No.
My question is, I was going through the Excel, and the first one, I got stuck in a particular position because my computer wasn't giving me the instruction I needed to see.
What Excel are you talking about? The one I just did?
No, not the one you just did. I already saw that you already put some Excel assignments, and I started already.
So the instructions are there for each of them, I believe.
Yes, I know the instruction are there, but while I was doing it, I got stuck. So I had to stop doing it because it was a place that says data analyze or analyze data or something. But my computer wasn't showing me that command.
Oh, in that case, you have to add all the commands and on your, I think, how do we, in Excel. In Excel, usually, it depends on the version of Excel you're using. Usually, Excel, like mine.
Right here, data analysis. This one, the last one, mine wasn't showing this.
You're talking about this one here. Can you see my hand?
Yes.
So if that's what you're gonna do, I don't know the version you're using, but what you're gonna do is you have to add it. You click on File.
Okay, let me write it down.
File. And click Options.
File and Options. Hold on, sir. I'll find my, okay. File.
Options.
Okay.
Can see my hand, right?
Not yet. Where is your hand?
See the screen, the cursor moving.
Okay.
The options, click on the options, and then it will bring you this dialog box.
Okay.
And you click on adding. Okay. I mean, it's almost over. Okay. All right. So you click on adding.
Okay.
Adding. And it's delaying me now, but okay, adding. So once you click on adding, all right, then you go all the way down. Click on go. See what you
Okay.
have,
Mm-hmm.
and it will bring you this dialog box here. Then you can now check the analysis two part, this, check the two of them, click OK, and it will give you that,
Okay.
that thing, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night. So I think I have to have all your names now, and I can let you go now. I see you guys tomorrow, okay? Miss McNamee, how do you say her last name again? Shanine?
It's Shanine McNamee.
McNamee. So
Yeah.
I will see you tomorrow then, okay?
Okay, I'll see you.
Do you have a question for me?
No, your class was very informative. So pretty good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So I'm gonna post the link, the video of this class in the Canvas. So it can always, if you want to watch it, I want to put it for the students so that they can always watch it when they want,
Yes, that will be helpful for myself as well. I'll go over it. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, okay, welcome.
All right,
Bye
good
bye.
night.
Huh?
Yeah. I said good night.
Oh, good night. Good night. All right.